Howdy, everyone, and welcome to Runt's Fireside Chat, the show where I sit here and talk about life and try to be relaxing and positive and, kind of dial things back from my usual high energy, high octane gameplay. And obviously, there's still a lot going on in the world right now, and there's a lot to talk about. But rather than sit here and talk about all of those things going on in the world, I'd prefer to kind of divert a little bit and just, give you a 30-minute escape from the reality that is the world right now. That said, I will open with my heart and my thoughts go out to anyone and everyone affected by all of the craziness right now. And I'm going to keep saying it all the time. If I can just bring a smile to one person's face, then I feel like I've done exactly what I set out to do as a content. Also, I ended up not recording this on Tuesday night. I'm recording this Wednesday morning, the day that this goes up. So this is actually coffee instead of tea this morning. It is my second cup though, so I'm not super sleepy. So don't expect me to sit here and fall asleep while I'm trying to talk to you. But it actually starts me off on the first point that I really want to talk about, and that's time management. Time management is a really interesting topic because when you first start into the world of content creation, and I know a lot of you other young content creators out there have run into the same thing, is once you start doing it, you realize how much fun it is and how addicting it is to see the views on your videos slowly trickle up. And as you get streaming, you watch those views increase a little bit each stream. And see that follower number start, moving up just a little bit at a time. It gets really addicting. You want to stream more often, you want to put more videos up on YouTube, you want to be more active on social media to try to encourage people to watch what you're doing. And you sometimes forget that you have other priorities. There's chores, there's your day job, there's, making sure you actually spend time with your significant other, which fortunately for me has been very easy right now for a couple different reasons. One of which being that my significant other has been put on a rotating schedule at work due to everything going on, and so I've actually had a lot of time to spend with her, fortunately. And the one thing for me is I have been neglecting my side programming business. And it's something that I've talked about a little bit in the past, but also right now, I don't think there's much that I could do with it. Now, I can't really go out and meet prospective new clients. The couple of clients that I have been working with in the past, one is in real estate, and I'm sure you can all kind of imagine how the real estate market is doing right now. And the other one works for, or owns a startup that deals with lawn mowing services. And I mean, it does other services as time goes by as well, but neither of which I can necessarily push the envelope with at the moment, as you can kind of guess. And because I haven't been spending time on that, the vast majority of my free time has been spent working on content creation or playing games that are potential future reviews or potential stream games or things like that. Everything that I do from the video game hobby has now become enveloped in this veil of how can I apply this to my content creation? Is this a game that I want to review? Is this a game that's going to show up on stream? How do I switch things up on YouTube? How do I add themes to Twitch? Here in probably the next few days, I would venture to guess this weekend, I'll probably put together my April 2020 channel update. I'm going to talk about things a little bit there. And, circling back to time management, I'm also working a full-time job and making sure that what I'm doing isn't interrupting that. Right now, I'm recording this video during my usual working hours. And what I am very, very thankful for is the company that I work for has a work when you're productive time schedule. And I couldn't ask for a better setup. We have actually, I believe the CEO of the company isn't super productive in the mornings, so he tends to work afternoons and evenings. There are times that I'll see an email come in at, darn near midnight, their time. And, it works great for me because I'm still going to put in the same amount of hours each week. But if I want to cut a little bit back during the week so I can focus on some content creation stuff and then just like go hard on a weekend day, finish up some YouTube recordings and then just kind of work on day job stuff for a few hours, I have the ability to do that. And I love that. Maybe today I can put in some time after the stream to kind of catch up. And that makes the time management a lot easier for me. But I know for a lot of people, they don't have that option. They're stuck in an office, although probably not in an office right this second, but stuck in an office, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. plus a commute. And that doesn't leave a lot of time before or after. You have to wake up at 6:30, leave at 7:15 to get to work on time. You get home around 6, you got to worry about cooking dinner. Before you know it, it's 8 o'clock and you haven't recorded anything for YouTube. You haven't gone live on stream. So you're kind of relegated to the weekends. Or, you try to come home, do a quick stream, and then instead of cooking dinner, you end up, and I've been doing this probably more than I should recently, instead of cooking a healthy meal, just eating junk food, something I can throw in the microwave. And, balancing all these different things is a very interesting challenge. And, in a sense, it's been fun for me to try to tackle this challenge. And I feel like that while things certainly aren't perfect, there are some times that I kind of neglect the content creation, or I spend too much time on the weekend doing things that aren't preparing YouTube videos for the week. I'm actually one video behind on the Let's Play. I need to get a video for Saturday recorded at some point, so that Saturday I can get Sunday and next few days recorded and all that stuff. And that kind of happens. And, even if you're not a content creator, 24 hours a day ends up just not feeling like that much when you have a full-time job and you have hobbies and you have a significant other and maybe you have pets, especially if you have a commute. And once again, I'm fortunate to be working remotely. Even before all this started, we were already remote, so my day-to-day hasn't changed very much. And so I know it's a problem that a lot of you out there probably face. And, kind of the way that I've been tackling it is, instead of beating myself up for not doing things exactly when they should be done, just take things a little bit more in a casual direction and understand that I'm going to get everything done that needs to be done, but spread things out a little bit more evenly. Treating the weekends as purely relaxation time has been something that I've done for many, many years. Opening the weekends up as more of a just let it flow through the rest of the week allows me to have more downtime each day during the week, and the weekends, you have less of that disparity, less of that got a case of the Mondays when you go back to work after a weekend. You know, obviously I do make sure that I have some relaxation time on Sundays. You know, it is quote unquote my day off, but honestly, I've been doing a lot of recording and, content creation stuff on Sundays as well. And, obviously it's not the right fit for everyone, but from a time management perspective, it's actually been better to add in some day job time on Saturdays and Sundays and, add in some YouTube recording throughout the week and all that kind of stuff. It feels like I don't have this roller coaster of, thank God it's Friday because tomorrow's the weekend and I can stay up super late and all that. Keeping your sleeping schedule more regular is actually a lot healthier than I gave it credit for. I actually have seen some studies, and obviously take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a scientist. But I have seen some studies that show that a big part of why the going back to work on Monday thing is such a problem is A, a lot of people don't like their jobs, but B, you go out and party hard on a Friday and you wake up, 3-4 hours after your usual wake up time on Saturday. Maybe Sunday you've got some chores to do in the morning, you wake up a little bit closer, but it's still, sleeping in a bit. I mean, it's not to say that I've been waking up at 6 every morning on the weekends, but I used to wake up at, 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm decreasing that disparity a lot, and I can definitely tell you it's made a huge difference. Keeping a more regular sleep schedule, doing work on the weekends, things like that, rather than burning myself out, which was my big fear when I first went into this, that I would be working myself, to the bone, not have any time for downtime, anything like that. It's actually been quite the opposite. It's been easier to focus on each of the different things I need to focus on. I don't wake up on Mondays dreading the day like I used to. It's a lot easier to wake up and it's just another day, because Saturday and Sunday were just another day. So again, I know that that won't necessarily work for everyone, but I'm just kind of telling you how I've approached things. Now, I do work more Monday to Friday than I do Saturday and Sunday, 100%. And that's mostly because that's when everyone else at my company is, to make sure that I'm as available as possible. But I'm also not the only one that works over the weekends. The whole work when you're productive thing, some people are just like, hey, you know what? I don't have a lot going on Saturday. I'm going to hop on and I'm going to knock out some code for a few hours. I'll regularly see, questions in Slack. I'll see, code commits and stuff come in on Saturdays and Sundays. And I've actually felt better joining in with them on that. So I don't want to beat the time management thing all the way into the ground. I don't want to talk about it for 30 minutes. I usually like throwing in a couple topics, but I thought I'd give you guys kind of insight into how I've been managing my time. Initially I was going to set a stringent schedule, and now it's just become, all right, I'm kind of at a good stopping point with work for the day. Let me switch over to YouTube recording, or maybe let me play some games, figure out, hey, is this something I want to play on Roguelike Wednesday, or what's going to now become Turn-Based Thursday, or hey, is this something that I might want to review next week, or maybe I knock out a couple YouTube videos, whatever the case may be. And again, like switching up my weekends, adding a little bit more of a work emphasis, focusing on not messing with my sleep schedule so much, actually made a huge difference in my life. A very positive change. I can definitely say that. When you're drinking caffeine, it is always a good idea to make sure you stay hydrated. Caffeine isn't necessarily a dehydrator per se, but Coffee in general can be a little bit of a mild diuretic and a mild laxative, not to get gross with anything, but it's usually a good idea, especially when you're drinking coffee. Make sure you add some water into the mix. There's your pro tip for the day. Not that it's really a pro tip, everybody. And one of the other things I wanted to talk about along the same lines is setting goals and moving the needle each day. And this is something that I've already kind of talked about before. I make sure to end every stream by thanking everyone for just the outpouring of support and whatnot. When I first started this, I kind of went into it with the assumption that I would see 0 views on YouTube for a long time. The subscriber count would stay low for a long time. It would take me many months to even reach, 20 followers or whatever the case may be. We're coming up, almost 2 months since I've been doing this. So not even 2 months. And I'm already over halfway to Twitch affiliate, which is crazy to me. I didn't go into this looking for money or anything, but I actually had someone in chat. I don't think it was this past week, but I think the week before, ask me, hey, why can't I subscribe? I would like to subscribe to your channel. I'm actually tearing up a little bit right now because I don't have the highest confidence in my abilities as an entertainer on camera yet. I know that, like, if I'm in front of a live audience doing a magic show or something, that I can work the crowd. There's kind of that immediate feedback. You hear people, say wow when you finish a trick. You can get people clapping and things like that. But chat is a lot different, especially when you don't have a huge audience yet. And, especially on YouTube, you guys have already kind of seen, I tend to just talk about the game. I haven't figured out how to transition into talking about different topics. This is part of the reason, like I mentioned in the very beginning, why I started this Fireside chat thing. But to hear someone say, I would like to subscribe, is, it's very moving to me. And it's not about the fact that I would make money off of it. It's the fact that I just can't believe that there are people who, even this early on, would want to spend money on my content. And, I just, once again, I really appreciate the support. I think I'm sitting at around 27 or so followers on Twitch. And I only need 50 to get to affiliate. And I say only when I first started out, I looked at 50 like, I may not ever get there. That's totally fine. Just get, a good constant stream of 5 to 10 viewers, get a few people chatting, and that'll be cool. Just hang out with some friends and play some games a few times a week. And now that I have had very limited, but some success, it's starting to become, all right, let's start setting some goals. Start setting some milestones and start looking at kind of, I don't know what to call it. Just how do I grow the channel, both channels, YouTube and Twitch, in a way that speaks to people, that builds a positive community. And so far, I feel like I've been doing that. I want to give a shout out to Howdy Games and Adrian. I don't remember what the rest of your username is. As well as a couple of my real life friends, Dr. Pepper James, Rotary 15, The Raging Hatter. I give huge props to you guys for coming out and supporting me. And, when you talk about setting goals, when you talk about moving the needle, I've talked about moving the needle before. And, how that's basically a phrase I'm just straight up stealing from, Dan Giesling and the NLSS crew that have kind of picked that up as well. It's all about making incremental progress each and every time you do something. And I really like that thought process. You're not going to sit there and say, all right, I'm going to set this lofty goal. I'm going to hit it in X amount of time. Don't necessarily worry about when you hit it. You just focus on every single time you do something that works towards the goal, you get a little bit closer each time. And, that's something that I'm going to talk about in my April channel update. I'm going to figure out, because obviously, like, hitting 50 followers and being able to apply for Twitch affiliate would be, 100% I'm going to cry when it happens. If it happens on stream, like, you guys are going to make me break down and just, like, cry and thank you all so much. That's going to happen. But I think I do want to set that goal, and I think I do want to come up with something very special to give back to the community for that. And, setting that as a goal and focusing on, all right, when I do a stream, keep doing it the way that I'm doing it, but focus on being just a little bit better, getting better at your commentary, trying to get my friends more involved. We did a Payday 2 hour on last week's Friday 5x5. And Payday 2 is a game that I have like 300 hours in, and my real life friends used to play it all the time like 5 years ago. We jumped back into it. We had no idea what we were doing. We lost like all of our skills. Slowly started coming back to us over that hour. I had so much fun. And I got a couple new followers off of that because we were sitting there, we were bantering, and I feel so much more at home when I'm playing games with my friends. And that kind of helps me a little bit in solo streams. Getting some of that practice, talking with my friends, that kind of thing. And now I realize that I'm kind of bouncing around a lot of different tangents here. But ultimately the point is that was an opportunity to move the needle. It was an opportunity to learn from a different experience. It was something that I hadn't done on stream before, even though I've done it, a million times in the past. And everyone enjoyed it. And that's something that, we're absolutely going to do more of. We've been, every couple of weeks doing some of our own stuff on Sundays. And we're talking about turning those Sundays into actual co-op stream content. And to me, that's another chance to move that needle. I look at, my Twitch views graph. It's just slowly trending upwards. And all of that plays into, I'm treating this a little bit more seriously as time goes by. And I don't mean serious as in business aspect, but seriously from the perspective of like, I shouldn't just go into this and just do. I should set some goals. I should reward the community for helping me hit those goals. Whether they be extra streams per week or longer streams on a usual stream night or doing charity stream or things like that. I've been doing giveaways and those have brought in some new people. And I really like the way things have been going, and I want to start setting some goals. So that's something that you guys kind of have to look forward to, is once I go from this is just a fun little hobby to this is something I want to take a little more seriously and put some dedicated, determined effort into, it's not like a switch is going to flip, but you're going to start seeing a little bit more of a motivated side. And I think it's going to end up being a really positive thing for the channels going forward. You guys have kind of already started seeing this on YouTube as I've started switching things up and we're moving to a weekly rotating Let's Play. That was an idea that I had of like, so far over the first couple months. After that first week, things start dying down a little bit. But how about every week we try a new game? We see which games stick, consider making those, longer series in the future. And, make Nova Drift a permanent fixture, mostly because I love the game and mostly because it did fairly well at first. But I got so far ahead of myself by playing it offline that when I went back to record more YouTube videos, it's like, put in like 30, 40 hours since the last time I recorded. I need to just stop this series here, wait a little bit, and then start a new save for YouTube. And those ideas, those concepts, trying to keep things fresh, me, that helps move towards the goal of I want to, build a more consistent viewership base on YouTube, which is a very vague goal, admittedly. But that's where I want to get to with YouTube. And so for the last little bit here, I want to talk about, something kind of serious here. And I'm not going to go into any details. It's a very personal thing. But, I got reached out to by someone from my past that, they went through something very rough happened. And they're not necessarily someone that I have the best history with. I know a lot of you have gone through that before with people that have you might have cut out of your life, whatever the case may be. And for me, just like instinctively, I just kind of went into, I want to help mode. What they told me about what happened, very much moved me greatly as well. And despite whatever happened in the past, I just wanted to help. I just wanted to be there for them. And the reason I bring this up is, like I said, I know a lot of people out there have baggage. They're lugging around this suitcase behind them all the time. One of the easiest ways, one of the best ways to get over some of your baggage is to realize that your baggage is an opportunity to learn and grow. And I kind of talked about, learning from your mistakes in the last Fireside chat, but also when someone from that suitcase pops back up, has a problem, you could treat it as, oh no, I'm going to revisit painful memories or whatever the case may be. Or you can treat it as, this is a real human being going through real crisis, and they reached out to me because they trust me and they count on me. Maybe they don't have someone else in their life that can feel what they're going through. And in this situation, I just immediately put all those thoughts out of my head and just said, hey, I'm here for you. What can I do to help? And they came out of it feeling much better. I came out of it feeling much better than if I had just ignored it. They wouldn't have gotten just the tiniest little bit of support. I mean, I was just texting back. It's not like that's much. And I would have felt worse about, and they needed me and I just pushed them aside. And, again, I talk about it because I want you guys to know a little bit more about me. That's the type of person I am. It doesn't matter if someone has wronged me or negative things have happened. I always want to be there. I always want to help. Me, everybody is going to have their own set of problems, and everybody's problems are going to be, different levels of impactful to them. I try to bring positivity. I try to I'm not very good at empathy, but I try. At the very least, I want to be sympathetic. I want to be there for people. And, I'm not sitting here saying, I'm a counselor. You can come to me and I can help you with your problems. But I want to just put this out there for the community. If you ever need something and you just need someone to be a, a shoulder to, or I guess an ear to listen, I'm here. I want to be there. Want to help. Want to be positive, and just always feel like you can come to me. And I know it's kind of weird to hear that from a stranger on the internet that you don't know and have no relation to, blah blah blah, whatever the case may be. I get that, but like I said, I enjoy helping people. I enjoy making people smile. I enjoy making people laugh, and I hope that I can continue to do that as time goes by, whether it be in my normal, regular, outside of content creation life, or as part of my content creation. So I'm going to leave that on that note. I kind of saved that right for the end just so I didn't get too far into the tangent. But I really enjoyed this episode. I feel like I talked about some stuff that I could just get into and kind of go on. And, I really appreciate you all listening. And, the watch minutes on these videos are higher than any of my other videos. So those of you who do come in and watch these all the way to the end, thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate knowing that you like listening to what I have to say. I hope that you learned a little bit more about me, and maybe you took away something from this video as, hey, you know what? I can try to implement a little bit more positivity in my life. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Until the next episode of Runt's Fireside Chat, I'm Runt9, and I will see you later.